Doko Veche, Divine Pisces 222. It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. I'm going to go ahead and do our union update for today. And I know I've been kind of talking about, the timelines. And I know I talked yesterday a little bit about spiritual warfare and things like that. Psychic attack and things like that. Very, very real. Okay, I just want to let you guys know, yes, I was being psychically attacked. I did have some attachments on me, interesting. Sorry, and on my soulmate as well. So I just want to again reiterate, guys, be very, very careful. Up your protection game. Keep your channel clear. I offer an SRT, spirit release therapy service, that helps with that. Basically, I take a look, see if there are any attachments, whether it's conscious or unconscious attachments on you, okay, and clear those out. So if you're looking for something like that, check out my website, divinepisces222.com/shop. It's a very thorough service, okay? Highly recommend getting regular clearings from someone that you trust. You can do it yourself, but sometimes it helps to have somebody outside of you do it. I did get a clearing on me and my soulmate yesterday from all of this. And I will say I feel much better. I've been feeling really, really drained, been having crazy, crazy headaches lately. And I'm really glad that I got that done because I feel so much better. So that's good. But I also just want to reiterate here about some of the things that are coming to light for me about the timelines clear. I think it's really significant to talk about that right now, especially with the shifts that are happening here. And some of you are experiencing these timeline shifts, okay? It's like you're jumping timelines. It's like you were in one timeline and now you're in another one and you're not really quite sure how that happened. You just know that some things are different. You know that there are some things that you cannot quite recall, even though people can describe them perfectly to you, or vice versa, Also understanding how the twin flame dynamic is, some of you are starting to realize that either A, your counterpart was never your who you thought was your counterpart was never your counterpart in the first place, okay? Or B, you're finding that same energy in someone else. Clear. Okay? Now, I figured that out. The reason for that is it may be that you skip the timeline. Okay, your counterpart who was your counterpart in one timeline, they've changed vessels. The vessel has changed, okay? And I know this is true for my situation, okay? I figured it out, finally. Thank God. Because I was in a lot of confusion, and I feel like this is where some of you guys, some of your confusion is coming in, okay? It's like, you're like, I don't know what timeline I am in right now. I don't know what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. Clear. Guys, if it seems like you are living almost like you're detached from reality sometimes, I really feel like that's being in between like timelines. I know it sounds super crazy, super nutty, whatever. At this point, with as much as I've seen in my journey and as much as I've experienced in my journey, at this point, I can't discount anything. And anything that source shows me, or anything that source tells me, or that I get epiphanies on, I'm like, okay, I instantly know, because I get like literally chills throughout my body. Like my head, my crown chakra tingles, and I just go, it's like all the way through my body. We call them truth chills, right? Clear. So anytime I get truth chills, when I get information like that, when I get an epiphany or I get a vision or something like that, I know that's coming from source. So some of you, I still feel, you're not really quite sure if what you're seeing is coming from source or not. Okay, that's how I can tell. Everybody kind of has their own mechanism, I guess, for recognizing when they're getting downloads like that. So really pay attention to yourself. And I know I've been saying this for a while. Pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. Some of you may need to get your third eye cleared out. I do feel a lot of clouding in the third eyes right now. A lot of people are trying to go through ascensions. And sometimes ascension sometimes with ascension, you know, you don't realize you're doing it, but sometimes you do block out information because you're getting information overload. You're getting a lot of stuff coming in at you at once. And so you're just kind of like trying to turn it off because you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. It's too overwhelming. I don't want to deal with it, right? So you kind of shut it off. And I was talking about this yesterday about, you know, putting up our walls. We got to be really careful, okay? Putting up your walls sometimes prevents you from seeing what you need to see, okay? Guarding your energy is a good thing, but you don't need to block your energy. You don't need to block information from coming in. Okay, there's a difference there. As far as the masculine energy goes, I feel like, again, the split is happening. So it's happening instantaneously. I feel like it's like timelines are merging. I feel that there are some DMs out there specifically who are just, they're content where they are, or so they think, right? And so they're going to go down a different path, okay? So understand that. And I feel like a lot of them are, it's like there's two groups. There's like two specific groups, okay? There's one group that is just like, oh gosh, I can't deal with this anymore. I surrender. Source, show me where to go. I need to contact my counterpart. I need to this, da, 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 you know, and they're moving towards that path into union with the counterpart. And then you have the other group, okay? It's like they're descending into darkness. There's like this I don't know. It's like this weird energy shift. It's like they've gone down a completely different path. And so they're so far down that path that Source is like, okay, well, I guess you chose this path. So we're going to go this way now. You're still going to learn some lessons. You're still going to deal with stuff. But just understand how difficult it is going to be this time. And it's like there's going to be a split in realities. There's going to be one reality where we move into, you know, the light. And there's going to be, you know, the word I'm looking for. I can't think of the word really, but more like absolution almost. Kind of like we're moving into our path and we're going to be seeing the side of the light. Whereas there's going to be another group, there's going to be another timeline where it's going to move into the darkness or, you know, like almost a antithesis of the light part. So it literally is going to divide. And that's what I'm talking about. There's always there's two, you know, it's light, it's dark, it's yin, it's yang, it's, you know, masculine, feminine polarities, right? So if you think about that, we have to have a balance of both. I mean, that's generally what's happening right now, is there is a split that's happening here, and it's designed to bring everything back into balance. We've been too polarized for the last however many thousands of years. It's like it's always either one or the other. There is no balance. So it's right now, it's like we're bringing everything into balance. And if you look at the world and what's happening now, and I know I've said this before as well, how like the world repeats cycles too. It's not just humans. It's not just people. It's not just individuals. The world repeats cycles. You just got to read your history. And that's why I feel like, you know, they're taking away history. They're changing history. So you don't learn the actual history. You don't learn the truth. Because when you learn history, you don't repeat it. But what's happening here is when you dumb down the history, when you change the history, we are doomed to repeat it. And that's what's happening right now. We are repeating a cycle. And it's like every time we repeat this world cycle, this whatever, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, and now it's like on a global scale. This is it. This is like the final one. Like if we don't figure this one out, you know, like it's just like, it's kind of crazy, right? And I'm not all about doomsday and whatnot, but that's what I feel is happening with the timelines, is there is going to be a split. There's going to be a timeline where we defeat it, where we bring everything into balance, where everything is kosher, and there's going to be a timeline where it's not. See? And so those who are stuck in between are having to choose which timeline they prefer. Do you want gloom and doom? You want darkness? You know? You want a world of control, dystopian, whatever lifestyle? Or do you want freedom? Do you want balance? Do you want peace? Do you want, you know, whatever? Okay? So keep in mind, guys, that I know it seems crazy, but hey, if you think you're crazy, you're probably on your spiritual path. Because this stuff does make you feel crazy sometimes. But sometimes it's like it's so weird to not be true. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I do feel some will be coming into union very soon. I know I've been saying that for a while, and I actually feel like I'm on the path to union as well. Um, I'll explain that at some point for you guys to understand, but just know that this timeline stuff is crazy. It's real, but it's real. Okay, it's real. All right, so let's see what we've got here today for the Divine Feminine. She feels, she knows. That's exactly what I said, guys. Listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition. Get that cleared out if you need to, guys, because you know what's happening to you. Just because you feel like you can't believe your eyes sometimes, feel, listen, okay? Don't always go by what you see, because what you see is not necessarily true. Does that make sense? It's all perception, okay? And I think like a lot of us, especially divine feminines right now, are calling out bullshit as they see it. It's just like instantaneous. It's like I can't remember who it was on one of my comments, who was like, I saw somebody wearing a mask who was alone in their car, and I'm like, I see this all the time. Like, it's like this is like a security blanket. Like, it's a security blanket, but I mean physically, but also figuratively. These are the people who are scared out of their wits. They're just scared. And it's working. It's working, okay? And, I actually did wear a mask the other day, just so I could go shopping, so I could be left the hell alone. Because I am so tired of people coming, looking at me and stuff like this. And I'm sitting here going, I really don't give two craps, but the fact that, I just want to be left alone today. So I did. But I tell you, I couldn't breathe under that thing. I was doing this like the entire times. Like, as soon as I would walk in somewhere, I would just take it off. I'm like, I can't. Like, I physically felt sick wearing the damn thing. Because I know what the representation is. Like, I know what that means to me. It means slavery to me. I'm sorry, but it does. Okay, so you can disagree if you want, that's cool. But that to me, I don't like being controlled. I don't care who you are. Okay. So masculine energy, yeah. I think, there's going to be two. This is actually interesting. You've got the duality here. But I really feel like some are going to be walking into the light and some are not. Okay. It's like they're being pulled in one way or the other. They're either going to do it or they're not. Okay. And that's the in between. That is the frustrating part right there. It's like purgatory. You don't know which way you're going to go. You're losing control and you can't stand that, right? Yeah, exactly. And Divine Feminine doesn't want to be controlled. Okay. So connecting energy chivalry, that's interesting. Yeah, so again, this has been coming up for a while, the union energy. Some of you are moving towards union, so fantastic, that's awesome. So looking at the feminine energy, some of you are down, some of you are just feeling that sexual energy and you're like, no, absolutely not. No. But also some of you are actually in a place where it's like you see stuff coming in, but it's like you're picking and you're choosing what you're wanting to see. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm like, be very careful with that wall, okay? It's okay, good to protect your energy, but you don't need to have the wall up, okay? There might be some information coming in that you need. Okay, masculine energy, yeah, obviously trapped. Feeling trapped by the triggers, I feel a lot of them. They're just not sure which way to move, okay? Just have compassion. I mean, if you feel, some of you have disconnected from your counterparts, but it may be time for some of you to actually do it now. Some of you still haven't done it, okay? Connecting energies, yeah, some of you, like, it's like things just aren't what they seem right now. They just aren't. And some of you are learning also the truth about your connections. Okay, some of you are understanding that you will not achieve union with your supposed counterpart in this lifetime. You may actually achieve it with them, but in a different way. Okay, does that make sense? It may be the energy coming through from someone else, because who's to say that energy cannot shift? Maybe a different timeline scenario for you guys. Like, so just take that into account. Okay, whatever the plan B is, the plan B is coming in. Some of you are heading toward union. You just have a lot of foundations that need to break down first. You're still breaking down some of those foundations before you can bring that in, okay? So feminine to masculine, I'm becoming a better person, absolutely. Ooh, divine masculine, divine feminine, I'm watching you. Yeah, they are. Absolutely are, okay? So, message from Spirit, do true to your heart, absolutely, but listen to your heart as well. Guys, this is the main overall theme, I think, for the last couple of weeks, is listen to yourself. Okay, and release the negativity. All right. Release the skepticism. I know it's difficult to do that. I'm becoming more open and more open every single day to like some stuff that I see, and I'm sitting here going, you know, it's I can't really discount it as not being true, because to be quite honest, I don't even know anymore. I don't know what's true anymore, right? That's how I feel sometimes. You know, there's just been so much confusion, and I think part of it has been because, you know, I have been under, you know, psychic attacks, so I do feel much better. I feel a lot more clear now. I will say that I feel much clearer now. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing, and it's a lot easier for me to grasp it, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Alright guys, well I hope this has helped. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.